So guys, the start of the Premier League is just around the corner, as is the FPL Game Week 1 deadline. So today we're going to look at two experts team from Fantasy Football Hub, where they release articles pretty much every day, and these experts are giving their teams and their thoughts behind their teams. We're going to have a look at two of those teams here. So if you want to have a look at the rest of their expert sides, check out top link in the description down below, sign up for Fantasy Football Hub and get access to up-to-data articles and a fixture ticker. And let's get straight into the video. So we are starting off with FPL Matthew, who has had 3 top 500 finishes as well as 6 top 10k finishes. A lot better than me, so it almost seems a bit redundant for me to be judging their side. But we're having a look at the side here, and as we can see, we got Sanchez and Foster in goal. Now, of course, Sanchez is probably the most favoured £4.5 million goalkeeper in the FPL game, and Foster is just a little bit of bench fodder. We then have a back line that has Fofana, which will have to be changed, of course. This team was released before Fofana's injury against Villarreal. But he also has White, Veltman, and then he has the big hitters of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Luke Shaw. Now, there's also concerns about Luke Shaw and whether he starts in the Premier League in Game Week 1, so we will have to make a judgment call on that. But Trent, of course, is a very popular pick. We know how explosive he can be. White's move to Arsenal, if Arsenal do shore up the defence, 4.5 million into an Arsenal defence is pretty decent. And I like the look of Veltman purely because of the amount of injuries in that Brighton backline. I think Veltman will be a starter for the beginning of the season. Then we have the midfield. We have, of course, Salah and Fernandes, but joined with them is Greenwood and Rafinha. Now, Greenwood isn't someone I've personally been looking at. I'm a bit concerned about how that team lines up, but I imagine Greenwood now is going to play up front. I'm worried about rotation with Cavani though. And Rafinha, of course, is the flavour of the month right now with his price tag at 6.5 million. Absolute bargain at the moment. And he is in a lead side that hasn't had too much disruption. So I definitely like the Rafinha pick. Brownhill is his 4.5 million midfielder of choice. I think you either go Brownhill, Gilmore, or maybe even Gibbs White from Wolves. But he's bench fodder, of course. And then up front, Watkins. How is he going to be affected by the Danny Ings transfer? Watkins has played out on the left and the right before, but he has had his most prolific seasons as a striker. So I'm a bit concerned now about Watkins, even though Villa's fixtures are good, which probably make me go towards one of his other strikers, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I like the look of a lot more now. Still a new manager in the club, with potentially different tactics. So someone like Antonio feels really comfortable to me now, as does someone like Bamford. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but Watkins and Calvert-Lewin were two of the most popular choices as forwards. And then Tony, of course, high ownership, comes in at a decent price, comes in with good pedigree. There's every chance he starts off the season well, like Pookie has done before, but there's also chances he might not hit the ground running. Overall, the balance of this team, though, is very nice. It'd be issues to get someone like Harry Kane in, but overall, any midfielder he can get to with the Salah and Fernandes in there, Greenwood could be a good hit and a good differential, and overall the team is very well balanced. And the other team we're going to look at is BigManBakar. He is, of course, part of the FPL Wire. Do go and check out their podcast here on YouTube, as well as check out his articles on the Fantasy Football Hub. And if you like looking at these expert side, maybe it's a video I could do again in the future, so hit that like button if you are enjoying this. BigManBakar has had a 4th place finish in the FPL game. Now that's a fantastic finish, so of course we have to take what this guy decides with the respect that it deserves. Now Sanchez and Foster, similar goalkeeper pairing. What is different here is it does look like he's setting up in a 4-3-3 with a very strong defence. He's got Robertson and Alexander-Arnold with Shaw and Digne. Now, if the defences do well at the beginning of the game, he's going to be very happy with himself, while a lot of us have £4.5 million defenders. He has the 2 big hitters in midfield of Salah and Fernandes, which covers the effects of other teams' midfields in the game. So it doesn't look like he's going to be way behind on ownership players, high ownership players. Rafinha, again, very popular choice. And the front 3 is again the same. Watkins, Tony and Calvert-Lewin, which I've already discussed what I think the downfalls of those two teams could be. He's gone with Gilmore and Brownhill as his bench fodder. 4.5 million players that do look like they're going to be regular starters. Manquillo, I'm not too fond of because I'm not sure of his starting potential. We're still waiting for a £4 million defender to present themselves, but of course his bench has had to be this way so he could fit in all of those big hitting defenders. Now, for me, I always seem to feel like the beginning of the Premier League season, defences aren't going to be on the ball, so I don't like going as heavy on defence as the big man has gone here, but I've not got a 4th place finish, so I can't really say much here. I definitely like the fixtures though, especially for that game week 1. If you look at it, only Tony really has a tough fixture and Rafinha. The other side, you'd think their players could get some points out of it. So as long as all of these players start, and again, I think we've said Shaw is a bit of a concern, I think this team could do very, very well. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. If you have enjoyed it, please help the channel out by hitting that like button. It really does support us in the algorithm. Also, check out Fantasy Football Hub if you want to see more expert sides. I know they're going to release a lot of articles in the week coming up to the game week 1 deadline. So go check them out. It does help the channel out, so it would be much appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next video.